Hi, this is Lori Harrington, and this is my reflection on why it is important to know Section 508. As schools begin to go online, the use of computer technology is increasingly important. Section 508 requires federal agencies to, quote, develop, procure, maintain, and use information and communication technologies that is accessible to people with disabilities, regardless whether or not they work for the federal government. So for educators, this means that we must be aware of this particular law. In practice, we must have websites or PowerPoints, presentations, communications that are accessible to all stakeholders with disabilities, whether they be parents, fellow teachers, and students alike. With more than 1.3 million Americans using assistive technologies, it is important that I understand this. Therefore, I am going to, in my personal teaching, I am going to encounter many students who should have these different assistive technologies available to them. I need to make certain that I have captions on during videos or use extra large fonts in my presentations. In the classroom, another thing that I thought of is we should always use microphones during lectures. This is good for all students, but especially those who might need that additional assistance. And we also have to be aware if there's any other requirements for assistive technologies that are mandated by IEPs or 504s. What made me stop and think during this presentation is that there are many different levels of need for assistive technologies. And I was really glad to see that color blindness was included in the reasons for a person needing assistive technology. As a science teacher who uses color indicators in experiments, I'm keenly aware that there are many times students just cannot see a reaction. Not quite certain if there's a remedy to this problem because it's very subject specific, but it is something that I have to be mindful when doing presentations and this sort of thing. Understanding Section 508 is essential for online learning. And as educators, we must provide the resources to our students, and we must always be mindful what their needs are and be able to provide them so that they become successful in their endeavors.